Hey fans, I'm Jay with Alexander Magnetics, and today we're going to talk about what you need to know about the Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act of 2017. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing that you need to know is, I'm not a lawyer. Alright, lawyers are like the piranha of the human species, and we all know that they'll go after anybody or anything if you say anything remotely incorrect. So, just to be clear, I am not a lawyer, and I'm not providing any legal advice. This video is strictly for informational purposes, and to provide a little bit of information to our fans in regards to what this law may be. So the Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act of 2017 was just passed by the House back in December. Okay, it has not officially gone through the Senate, nor has it been passed by the President, so it is not law yet. However, here at Alexander Magnetics, we figured we'd give you some information regarding the potential new law that may be coming your way. And as amendments change and as things happen to the act, but prior to it actually being passed, we will make sure you guys are updated. So let's get into it. All right, so the first thing that the Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act does not do, let me say again, the first thing that it does not do is it does not create a federal standard for concealed carry. I know that there's those out there, myself included, who thought that the Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act would create a federal permit for concealed carry across all 50 states. It does not do that, nor does it authorize concealed carry in all 50 states. What it does is allow for you to carry, if you have a concealed carry license in one state, to carry it into another state that also has a concealed carry permit program. Let me read from the following.
A person who is not prohibited by federal law from possessing, transporting, shipping, or receiving a firearm, who is carrying a valid identification document containing a photograph of the person, and who is carrying a valid license or permit which is issued pursuant to the law of a state, and which permits the person to carry a concealed firearm or is entitled to carry a concealed firearm in the state in which the person resides, may possess or carry a concealed handgun that has been shipped or transported in interstate or foreign commerce in any state that: Number 1, has a statute under which residents of the state may apply for a license or permit to carry a concealed firearm. Number 2, does not prohibit the carrying of concealed firearms by residents of the state for lawful purposes.
So, in essence, what it means is that if you live in Georgia, for example, and they have a concealed carry program, and you move to Colorado, Colorado has to accept the permit of Georgia. That is what this Act primarily covers. However, one thing it does not mention is it does not mention the legal right of states to force residents who have outside concealed carry permits from other states to convert their identification and get a new identification within a certain amount of time. So just be clear, like if you were stopped by a police officer and you handed them the concealed carry permit from Georgia and you were living now in Colorado, the officer couldn't charge you with anything. However, if there is a certain point of time where you have lived in Colorado for a certain length of time, there's nothing to say that the state could not require new residents to change their identification to match a Colorado license, just so you guys understand. Okay. But what it does do, though, is it allows you to be able to go on the interstate and travel through all the states that allow it. And luckily, most states do. Actually, all 50 states have some kind of a concealed carry program, with California being the strictest, requiring just cause for concealed carry, and places like Vermont, Alaska, and Wyoming having little to no restrictions at all. So that is beneficial. So anybody who is a trucker or anything like that driving down the highway, driving down the interstate, and passes through different states, their concealed carry permit would be acceptable in all the states that allow it. Okay, and so far, all the states do. Doesn't mean that changes wouldn't happen in the future. Moving on, what this law also allows is not just being able to conceal carry, but also being able to conceal carry on public land. According to the bill,
a person possessing or carrying a concealed handgun in a state may do so in any of the following areas in the state that are open to the public. A unit of the National Park System. B, a unit of the National Wildlife Refuge System. C, public land under the jurisdiction of the Bureau of Land Management. D, the land administered and managed by the Army Corps of Engineers. E, land administered and managed by the Bureau of Reclamation. F, land administered and managed by the Forest Service.
So national parks, public land, things like that, those are places where you now once this, excuse me, once this bill passes, that you would have full authorization to conceal carry in these particular locations. Another thing that this law does is it allows for off-duty police officers or retired police officers, if not prohibited by federal law from carrying concealed, and not prohibited by state law from carrying concealed, to be able to utilize, to carry concealed into public school zones. Basically what it means is if you're an off-duty cop, you're going to pick up your kid, you still have your piece on you, there's nothing to worry about. You don't have to take it off, leave it in the car, or leave it at home, or anything like that. You now have authorization. With that said, also, going back to police officers, if you are going through a state and you have the concealed carry permit, make sure you follow all the laws and regulations of that state. Officers are still given full rights and duties through this bill to act on any probable cause that they may have. So make sure you follow all the laws and regulations of the state that you're driving through or moving to. Okay. Anyways, that pretty much covers all the necessary need-to-know business on the Concealed Carry Reciprocity Act of 2017. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments or questions or anything like that, please leave them in the comment section below. If you have any advice on new videos, here at Alexander Magnetics, we want to provide informative and instructive videos to our fans, and so any new ideas would be more than helpful. So thanks guys, I appreciate you watching, and stay great and stay American.